Okay, so hello YouTube, it's Juniper Bloom Mystique. I know I don't look the best, but I was lucky to be able to take a bath yesterday. I'm not supposed to shower at all or anything, and I'm like, you're out of your mind. um, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Master Healer. I've been going through a lot, so somebody said that they're having a hard time seeing what I'm going through. My journey got difficult, large in part to the mishap. With some of the ascension stuff and the twin flames not coming together as they should have. And so once that happens, the timeline that I'm on will shift. It cannot until my twin flame comes with me. And I've said that multiple times over, that is supposed to happen. That's all I can really say about that, because I'm trying to keep it in the positive light possible and as most love and understanding, whether it hurts me or not. Okay. So that's part of what's going on there. Another part, Spirit is saying it's all about mastery. So I'm being forced to master a lot of things that I am, and how to do the things that I can do and be the things that I am, right? And that's a good thing. That is not a bad thing. Why this injury happened is beyond me, because 122, it puts me in a very crazy predicament. And so I'm going to have to navigate this very carefully and methodically. And that's probably why it happened that way. It hurts pretty bad. I'm not in any pain meds right now. Again, last night was the first time I got to sleep. At least most of the way through, I would wake up thinking I was in a lot of pain, but I was able to lay back down and go right to sleep. So it was actually pretty nice that way. I'm really happy about that. Today I have to call the surgeon. I don't want to call the surgeon. I keep trying to heal it myself like I do for other people. But that's proving to be quite difficult because of the pain and things of that nature. There's a lot of pain. So when I fell in such a way where it shoved my wrist into my bones. So I literally broke 222, both of these bones. And this one slivered, and then they shoved them up into my wrist, which broke my wrist bones. So I have 3 bones broken in total, one in my wrist and these 2. And they're severed. Like, there is no bones holding my wrist together right now. Or my wrist and my arm, they're kind of completely severed from each other. So it's pretty bad. It's pretty brutal. And then at the hospital, they're like, well, we can't leave you like this, but we can't do surgery today. So they had to pretty much demolish my arm, like squeeze the crap out of it, move my bones, push my arm up, because I couldn't move these fingers at all. It was pretty gruesome, pretty brutal. They're like, why can't you move your fingers? And I'm like, no. And then when they did the x-ray, they're like, oh, well, it's shoved up into your joint, and it was blocking movement from these fingers. So they're quite large, they're quite swollen. My whole hand is quite messed up. And again, I had my first ambulance ride, and not one person here was like, are you okay? Which pretty sucks. I really don't like being here. 3:33, I can't wait to be out of here soon. So that's one positive I have to look forward to. But as far as that goes, I'm doing the best I can to be very tough. I did start shoving some light into it yesterday, and I can't see it clearly. I think because of the pain that I'm in is pretty severe, and when I'm trying to use my energy to go within it, it's different right now. But I'm going to keep trying, because if I can avoid the surgery, I will. But I have a feeling they're just going to be gung-ho about it. So I'm doing the best I can to do some healings, and we'll see what they say I don't think they're going to do more x-rays. We'll see. So it'll be quite interesting. So there's a little update. I was able to take a bath yesterday. I got to wash my hair today. So I'm not the prettiest yet. That's a little hard. My right hand is the one I do everything with. So it'd have been really nice to have, a boyfriend or something like that right now, because I could have had a lot of help my kids can't help me with. But that's okay. It is what it is. I'm going to be a lot stronger for navigating these times alone. 444. Which I was not supposed to be. And I was a little afraid for the twin flame journey, because I've put a lot of work into it. And even after that, you guys, I'm sorry to say, he's not here. And so the collective, still please pray for. okay? Please pray for the collective. It's a big deal. When the twin flame journeys unite, my timeline will shift and my life will be a little bit better. It was not supposed to be this way or this difficult at this time or this much work that I was supposed to be doing at this time. But that's okay, because I am stronger and more beautiful and more capable than ever before. And I love myself through and through. And I would never, deny myself that love. And so I'm really proud of myself, like I've said. And I just keep using it more as a way to keep working on me and healing me and be a better version of me, because that's all I can do. So with that all being said, that's the update kind of on where I'm at. I will try to give a message for the collective the best that I can. I am not taking pain meds right now, and so the pain is there. 5:55. But I went to sleep last night, I think about 9:30 I started passing out, maybe 10, and I only woke up a few times. I've been sleeping here sitting up, because if I elevate it too much it swells, and if I don't elevate it enough it swells. It's a mess. And they didn't give me those soft ice packs, so I'm using what I have. It's nice. So there's kind of an update. It's very painful. You can see how much bigger my fingers are than what they should be. It's pretty tore up. It was not a joke. I even rode in the ambulance and they rushed me right in as an emergency. So kind of gives you some insight as to how bad it was. It was not just a broken arm or a broken wrist. This one was pretty severe. I've healed other people's bones before. I have. I've seen them. I can run my light through people and I see their insides. That's true. And I've healed other people's bones before. And I'm a little frustrated because I'm trying to heal mine, and it's a little difficult right now. I'm not going to lie. And I'm like, why can't I just, because when my heart was enlarged, I was able to go in and heal it. But this one, I mean, I ran my light yesterday and it felt better. I'm going to continue trying today, but I don't know why I'm not sure if it's because of the medications or if it's because of the pain. Either way, I'm working through it. So my mom said too that they want to put like a rod and some bolts in there, because technically speaking, there's no bones holding my wrist to my arm right now. These two were completely broken, clean off, like just broken right through, and they were shoved up into my wrist to where it broke my wrist bones. So that's the way that is, and that's why it's so incredibly bad. And it was shoved up here to where I couldn't move my fingers, which I can get some movement in now, but they're very swollen and it's very painful. And I'm like, I can't not work. That's what I do. Right now especially, I'm trying to get everything up and going even more through and through, and I'm so excited about it. And so I'm like, I can't not work. Although I can't write because I'm right-handed. My left hand is not ambidextrous. Showering is not easy to do either. I was able to get in the bath yesterday, which was nice. And I wasn't supposed to do that, so don't tell the doctors. But I did it. And today I get to wash my hair, so I'm super excited. And I'm doing this, on my own pretty much, and that's okay. And so I'm proud of myself for navigating through that. I'm really proud of myself for the strength that I have. I was very worried about the twin flame journey, and I can't be the only one worrying about that anymore, or the only one trying and putting an effort. So I've got to let that go a little bit. I'm beginning to think that he doesn't care or love me, and I'm not supposed to think that, right, at all. So I'm just gonna do the best I can to navigate through on my own, because I am on my own. And apologize to the collective that is why some things are very difficult right now, is because the twin flames didn't unite as they were supposed to for the ascension. And I know in my heart of hearts it's going to be okay. I know I've worked very hard for that journey, and now I have to put some love into me, and so that's what I'm going to do. And if that means that I'm by myself, then that's what that means, right? I'm not supposed to be, but it's not on me, okay? I'm doing the best that I can do. And so I have faith, and I still have a heart full of love for myself and for those that love me. And that's what it is, okay? And so we just stay in a positive light, that everything's going to be all right. And that for the sake of the collective, even if not for the sake of loving me, he will do what he has to do. So hold faith for that. I hold space for that. It's all going to be beautiful and all right, and the way it should be through and through. So for me, I'm trying to navigate this very carefully. I'm trying to heal it to where I didn't have to have surgery. It's difficult. And again, I'm not sure if it's the pain that I'm feeling or what. But when I go into my arm, it does hurt. But yesterday I was doing it and it was feeling better. And I was putting the ice on it and I was able to sleep. So I'm going to continue doing so and see what happens. I called the surgeon today, so I'll keep you guys posted with that. But I want to do messages, and I still want to do what I can do, the way I can do it, the best I can do it. One-handed, right, with my own energy. It was 11:11 when I had said all that. So that's what I'm going to do. I can't really shuffle my cards, so forgive me. I'm like sitting here shuffling them one-handed the best that I can, because if they're not shuffled right, I don't feel right about pulling messages. So I'm doing that. I'm going to see what they have to say for the collective going forward for your Monday, going forward for the week ahead so far. They're saying trust in source. There's more than meets the eye. Trust in source. There's more than meets the eye. I do see Malachi, and he's kind of stepping forward and coming forward, and he's like, he's telling me to believe in love. There's still magic to be had. Believe in love. 12:12. And that's what he's saying, and I'm going to leave it at that. Now let's see what for all of the collective. Again, trust in your own source light. Trust in your inner knowing. Trust in your inner guidance. And still right now, it's super important to get control of our mind space and to know where our strength lies. Okay? For the angels are working overtime is what they're saying to me. They are working overtime, and everything's going to be all right. Because I would not be on this timeline. I probably would not be going through all I was going through, but it makes me stronger. It makes me such a beautiful light, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Very, very, very proud of myself for that. And so there's that, you know. And in these times, I could be like, you know what? I just need somebody. But I'm super strong, and I'm super proud of myself. And they're saying they're going to make everything all right. 13:13. Okay? So that's that. And then for the collective light, again, the focus is on getting out of your mind space, changing your thought processes, okay? Not allowing any negative to take flight. That's what they're saying. Don't let any negative, 13:33, take flight within your space, and that could be super hard, okay? Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. So what this is talking about is switching timelines. It's like switching into new energies. Much like when we heal and we release old things, we're not quite yet into the new, but we're no longer in the old. And it's the ability of adapting when you don't understand things and working between both worlds. All right, it's the ability of adapting, especially when you don't understand things, and working between both worlds and being willing to step into one that we don't fully see yet, because it's not all here. Okay, I'm pulling the best I can. And then we have, a tidy house, which I don't know how I'm going to clean my house. Clarity and organization. A tidy house, clarity and organization. It's super important to move energy around your space because it will help us see clearly. Stagnant energy can exist within your environment and within your body as well. Okay. And then we have stranger curiosity. Be willing to grow further in your adventures is what they're saying there. Be willing to grow further into your adventures and be willing to step forward into a reality that you may not be used to. That's also what they're saying. All right, it's super important. Root Girl, the Disowned Self. I love this card. So when this one first came up for me, I'm like, ooh, and I started looking into parts of myself that maybe I didn't like to recognize. And it feels so good to recognize them and to root them into the earth. So root parts of yourself. Allow parts of yourself to be recognized that you might not like. It's super important, and that's part of self-love, big time, okay? It really, truly is. Hey, this is working. I like this. Perfect storm, the courage to step into life. And that's what happened to me. It's like the angels created the perfect storm, so I would have the courage to step into life in new ways that I had not done before, right? And that's what they're asking for. It's like angel support. Like, you will be guided. You will be placed. It's almost like a tower moment. You will be given tower moments that help you step into your purpose, right? It's the way it is. We have free will, but free will within our own design, okay? So we have a path we were designated for, especially through the ascension. And if you're not willing to step in, things will be created for you to where you have no choice but to step in. The perfect storm. And then that's going to be where you're like, okay, time for me to step in. And then it's going to be like, I'm sorry I didn't. But again, don't be sorry about anything. Just shine love, okay? Woodwives, adaptability. Be adaptable to your changing surroundings and being able to ground into new changes. These are all the same kind of things, right? Allow for growth and expansion, being willing to adapt and to ground into your changing surroundings, rooting parts of ourselves that we didn't even know we had or didn't want to recognize. Allow for expanding into new environments, into new love, and into new people. All right, super important. I love this message. And allow yourself to come into a world you may not be familiar with, because these times are changing, and either you change with them or you don't. And I'm doing my best to navigate a change through them, even though energies are trying to hold me back, and I can't let that. Sky Bridge, possibility for reunion. Sky Bridge, possibility for reunion. That is still a very big possibility. You know, those who are supposed to unite are supposed to unite. And the angels are doing everything in their power to make everything right. Didn't they say that? And the wall, be willing to step over obstacles because there's light on the other side. So again, remember, the obstacles are created by yourself. Like, you create them in your head space. You create them out of fear. And it's being willing to just shine the light on them and step over them. Okay, that's how obstacles will dissolve. It's like, this is an obstacle for me, right? And I'm not going to allow it to be. I still want to be able to do what I need to do. Granted, if they do surgery, that's medications within my system I'm not going to like. And that's another thing, is when they put me in the hospital, they were putting drugs in me every half an hour. And I didn't like it. I was kind of panicking with that. So Malachi is stepping through, and he's saying, open your heart to make everything all right. That's for somebody. Open your heart to make everything all right. Okay, that's what Malachi is saying. He's saying also there's tension around you. This is for somebody. There's tension around you, and if you don't can take control of your own circumstances, it will hurt you. If you aren't willing to take control of your own circumstances, all this tension and these other energies around you it's like the cords are going to snap, and it's going to hit you, and it will cause you pain. Okay, and so that's a message for somebody Malachi is bringing forward. But I really like these cards. It's like, expand into new worlds, expand into new energies, allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to be all right, allow yourself to experience things with new people you've never experienced before, and do your best to just step over the walls, because if you don't, it can hurt you, right? You're only holding you back. You're only hurting you and still hurting those around you. And that's the case. When we're not willing to grow and to step into new things, we don't only hold ourselves back, right? Because there's possibilities for unions, there's possibilities for growth, there's a new world ahead of you. All right, just how willing are you to step into the newness that's around you and not allow it to snap back, right, and smack you like a bungee cord? And maybe not hurt those that are around that you affect, because that's the truth, right? By our actions, we hurt those around us that we affect, just like I've talked about with the twin flame union. And I'm asking, is this because he wouldn't come together with me that this happened? In part, it is. And they're acknowledging that. In part, it is because the energies have not come together like they were meant together. And it is causing things to be different than they were meant to be and a little more difficult and clunky. But through that, I've grown, right? And that's what Spirit's asking, is like, even through things we don't understand, to keep going, to keep growing. Allow yourself, change some energies, right? Energies around your home, energies within your space, energies within our mind. That's what that helps us do. Expand into things you're maybe not familiar with, including people. It's super important right now. All right, and then root parts of yourself that you don't quite like, or you don't agree with, or you're not even sure are there. Take a step and recognize parts of yourself that you have ignored. That's what creates shadow pieces. There's parts of ourselves that we may not like, usually stemming from our childhood with somebody telling us that they didn't like it, or to hide it, or it wasn't acceptable, or blah, 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 right? Okay, they're saying full. So I'm doing my best shuffling, so bear with me. Like, I can't not work. This is what I do. And I have nobody here to love me, so I might as well keep working. And I'm going to do my best to do so, okay? I just got to take minimum meds because I can't function on medications, and I don't want to hurt the twin flame journey. Even if I am the one working for it, that's okay, right? 21, 22. All right, so then we have self-sabotage. Be aware of self-sabotaging behaviors. Because that's a big player right now. All right, and then we have inner child. Make sure you are taking note of your inner child and what is causing self-sabotaging behaviors, because that's usually what it stems from. And then self-love. Self-love is super important. Keep loving yourself. That's what I'm trying to do even more, because I'm like, even with me being broken, he's not coming. It's not just me he hurts, it's the collective, and he's not coming. And so I'm like, nope, I love myself, I'm worthy. Pay attention to signs, right? Always pay attention to signs, because they're always around you. Signs are always around you. I know I'm beautiful and awesome and how amazing I am, and that's okay, right? 22:12. Be aware of self-sabotaging behavior. So I could be like, woe is me, he's never gonna love me, I need help right now, and allow somebody to come help me. 22:22, and I haven't. I'm dealing with it alone, because that's all I can do. But self-love is super important. Self-love, even through your most difficult and unsure challenges. Pay attention to signs, because they're always there for you, okay? And usually things stem from our childhood for why we do the things that we do, especially out of our wounded selves. And not all from childhood, right? Victim consciousness. Are you a victim? Are you the one who's in charge through and through? We're the ones in charge of our reality. And so victim consciousness is truly about old wounds from our childhood. It's truly about times in our childhood when we may not have been recognized, and we take that forward, like woe is me type of a thing. And there's really no reason to. That's just you being hurt and projecting that. But in reality is we're in full control of our circumstances, okay? We are in full control of our circumstances. Like, I could let this break me. Another thing on this journey that I could have let break me, but I didn't. I've been super strong through and through, okay? It's very important for all of you. Sexuality, you might be missing out on some of that, they're saying. So be mindful. I really like this message. I am starting to get into pain. Cosmic wound, the divine feminine. Be aware of how much we affect each other and how much love we all need, okay? And then empty well, time to replenish, okay? So I took a salt bath last night, hoping to draw out those toxins and all the meds from the hospital, because they had given me a lot. And I couldn't feel spirit at that time. I was like, ugh. And so it was really hard to heal myself at that moment as well. And then they were crunching my arm and my bones so they can lift it up and move the bones. And so this is not just a wrap. It's like I have this major casing around my hand that's really heavy as well. So it's very interesting, and I'm sorry I'm not very pretty right now. Doing my makeup with my left hand is going to be very difficult. But I'm going to navigate through this, and I'm going to love myself, and I'm going to grow more in self-love and light, and that's all I can do, okay? But in all of our journeys, there's difficult times. And do we stand in judgment? Do we stand in fear? Do we stand in, oh, they must have done something wrong, because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't. I did nothing wrong. I'm beautiful. I'm worthy. Okay. And it's super important to be in that energy no matter what's going on around you, no matter what may be crumbling around you or seeming like it's crumbling around you. Because everything is purposeful and the angels are working overtime. Okay. And they want to make everything right. Lost compass, getting back to integrity. Turning that compass within and getting back to what is right with you. Super important. So much love to all of you, and I will keep you posted. Again, it's very swollen, very painful, but I'm navigating it through and through. And so I was able to deliver this message for you. Stay strong, open up to new energies, take your compass within, not without. Root parts of yourself you may not have recognized or liked, and be adaptable to changing circumstances, right? Because there's such a thing as the world creating the perfect storm for you to have the courage to step in. It's like everything that you are using as an excuse will fall away, right? Until you have nothing left but to say, hey, I'm going to step in. And it doesn't have to be that way. Nothing ever has to be clunky. Nothing ever has to be that difficult. It can all be super easy if we're willing to look at our childhood, inner child, and recognize parts of ourselves that cause us to self-sabotage and hurt the ones that we love and hurt ourselves, and why we're not loving ourselves through and through. These are really good things to look at because we all do these, and it usually stems from a victim consciousness. And it's important to pay attention to all the signs that are around you because they're there. They're always there for you. And if we ignore them, you can get those tower moments, right? And you can miss important opportunities to make everything all right. So pay attention to those signs, you guys. Love your inner child. Be willing to step into things you're not familiar with and that you don't quite understand. And not only in that, have love. Love for yourself on deep, deep levels. What in me is causing me to be afraid? What in me is causing me to sabotage myself? This was a big thing I used to do. Really big thing. And it's super important to recognize that through and through. We all have these things. We all have things from our childhood that causes us to do that causes us to want to stay strong. And they want me to show this one again. There's possibility for a reunion. Okay. So be mindful and don't allow those cords to snap and smack you. Have a great day. I will keep you guys posted. I talked to the surgeon today, and I do want to keep my appointments so far and see how I go with them, because it's very important to me. This is who I am, and I will be very methodical about what I do, and I'm going to take my time and my space because I can't move quickly, and I'm just going to love myself through and through. I'm amazing. I'm beautiful. I am God's light. I am powerful. I am me. And that is how you guys should feel as well. So say those things. I am amazing. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am God's light. I am a miracle through and through. Okay? Say those things. There's so much love to all of you. Those are for you. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.